Okay, stop. Before you scroll past this video, I need you to hear something, because what just leaked about not one, but two Pocket cameras is going to completely change how you think about filming in 2025. And I'm not saying that to get your click. I'm saying it because one of these cameras might ship with something that used to cost you an extra $150. And the other one, a camera that barely anyone is talking about right now, might actually be better than the thing DJI is about to release. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which camera is worth your money, which one is worth the wait, and honestly, which one you might want to skip altogether. And trust me, the answer to that last one is going to surprise you. So do not touch that back button, because I promise you, on Section 8 of this video alone is worth sitting through the whole thing. Let's go. DJI Osmo Pocket 4. What we know. Alright, so let's start with the camera that's been dominating every tech forum and creator subreddit for the past few weeks, the DJI Osmo Pocket 4. Now, if you've been a fan of the Pocket series for a while, you already know the formula. Incredibly compact body, a 3-axis gimbal built right in, silky smooth stabilization, and a touchscreen that makes editing decisions easier right on the device. The Pocket 3 was already a phenomenal camera, so the real question everyone's been asking is, did DJI do enough to justify the upgrade? Here's where things get interesting. A leaked unboxing video surfaced online, and it painted a very clear picture of what DJI has been cooking up. And I have to say, when I went through the details frame by frame, because yes, I'm that person, I noticed something that I think a lot of tech coverage has been glossing over. These aren't just tiny spec bumps. Some of these changes are genuinely practical in a way that will impact every single shoot you do. And that's what I want to talk through properly, because you deserve more than a spec sheet read aloud. The overall silhouette of the Pocket 4 looks very familiar. DJI isn't reinventing the wheel here, and honestly, that's probably smart. What they are doing is addressing some very real pain points that Pocket 3 owners have been complaining about since launch, and that tells me DJI actually listened to its community. And let me show you exactly what I mean. The physical upgrades. Let's talk about the physical changes first, because this is where things start getting really exciting. The Pocket 3 had a tiny on-screen zoom slider, and if you've ever tried to use that thing while actually moving, you know how frustrating it is. You're panning across a beautiful sunset, you want to gently zoom in, and suddenly your finger is completely blocking your shot, or you accidentally tap something else. It's a nightmare. DJI apparently heard every single creator who complained about that, because the Pocket 4 reportedly features a brand new dedicated physical zoom button. This isn't a software tweak, it's actual hardware. A real button that gives you precise, smooth zoom control without ever needing to look down at your screen. For run and gun filming, for vloggers who are constantly adjusting on the fly, this is genuinely one of the most underrated upgrades in the entire leak. It sounds small. It is not small. Then there's the new C button, and C stands for custom, not center like some people have been guessing. This button can reportedly be mapped to different functions depending on your shooting style. You could assign it to toggle gimbal modes, jump into pro video settings, switch audio configurations, or activate quick shortcuts that you define. Think of it as a fast lane key to whatever you do most often on a shoot. For creators who are moving fast and can't afford to dig through menus, this could genuinely save minutes per shoot, and those minutes add up. Now, here's the upgrade that made me stop and rewatch the leaked footage twice. The new magnetic attachment system on the rear of the gimbal head. DJI is currently using this magnetic mount for a modular fill light, but here's what nobody's really pointing out. The existence of that magnetic system strongly suggests DJI is planning a full ecosystem of snap-on accessories. We're talking potential shotgun mics, extra lighting, maybe ND filter mounts, possibly even things we haven't imagined yet. This is DJI essentially future-proofing the Pocket 4 in a way the Pocket 3 never was, and that's a massive deal for long-term value. Oh, and the protective case is getting a redesign too. It's smaller and more compact, which is nice for portability. But if DJI also fixed that infuriating tendency the Pocket 3 case had of sliding off randomly in your bag, then this is going straight to the top of the quality of life improvements list. The internal specs. Okay, now let's get into the stuff that really moves the needle, the internal specs. And this is where the Pocket 4 starts sounding less like an incremental upgrade and more like a serious content creation tool. First up, storage. Leaks suggest the Osmo Pocket 4 will come with a staggering 107 gigabytes of built-in internal storage. Let me put that in perspective for you. If you shoot 4K footage at a typical bitrate, 107 gigabytes gives you somewhere between 3 to 4 hours of continuous recording before you even think about reaching for a memory card. For travel creators, event shooters, or anyone who just hates fiddling with tiny micro SD cards in the field, this is a freedom you haven't had before in a pocket camera at this size. That is a genuinely enormous amount of onboard space, and it's one of those specs that sounds boring on paper but feels incredible in practice. Next, dynamic range. The rumored figure is 14 stops of dynamic range, and if that holds up when we get a proper hands-on review, it will be the single most impactful image quality upgrade the Pocket lineup has ever seen. 14 stops means the camera can capture detail in both the bright highlights and the deep shadows at the same time. It means filming a subject standing in front of a window without blowing out the background. It means capturing a cityscape at night without losing the texture of the sky. For creators shooting in challenging light, and honestly, when is light ever perfectly convenient? This changes the game in a very real way. And then there's audio, and this is the part of the leak that genuinely shocked me. According to the leaked unboxing footage, DJI may be including the DJI Mic 3 directly in the standard retail box, not in a special creator combo, not as a separate bundle, in the box. If that's accurate, DJI has essentially made a $150 accessory a standard part of the package, which completely reframes the value proposition of the Pocket 4. You'd be getting a professional wireless microphone system bundled with an already capable camera at a price that could still undercut buying them separately. That is a bold move, and a very smart one. Price, launch date, and mid-roll CTA. Now let's talk money, because this is where things get a little murky, and I want to make sure you're not getting the wrong idea from what's been circulating online. A supplier in Guangzhou reportedly opened pre-sales for the Pocket 4, listing it at around 420 euros, which converts to roughly $455 US, and I immediately saw people in the comments of other videos losing their minds over that number. So let me be very clear, that price applies to bulk orders of a minimum of 2 units, meaning it's a wholesale figure, not a retail price. The final consumer price could be higher or lower depending on DJI's regional strategy and whether that Mic 3 is actually included. And if I had to guess based on DJI's pricing history and the apparent spec level of this device, I'd expect somewhere in the $400 to $500 range at launch. Whether that's competitive really depends on what Insta360 does with their Luna pricing, which I'm going to get into in just a minute. As for launch timing, the latest leaks point to an April 16th release in China, with global availability expected to follow in late April. So we really aren't far off from having real-world footage to look at. And actually, speaking of real-world footage, if you want to be the first to know when I drop my hands-on review of both cameras the moment they're available, now is a great time to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. I've been covering compact cameras for years, and I promise the hands-on is going to be a completely different conversation than what anyone can say based on leaks alone. The new challenger. Alright, so that's the DJI Osmo Pocket 4. Impressive, polished, well thought out. But here's where this video takes a turn that I don't think you saw coming when you clicked on it, because there is another camera launching at almost exactly the same time. A camera from a brand that has absolutely been playing the long game. A camera that, based on everything I've seen so far, might actually beat the Pocket 4 in some very specific and very important ways. And that camera is the Insta360 Luna. So buckle up, because we're only halfway through, and this second half is where it gets really interesting. Insta360 Luna, the full breakdown. The Insta360 Luna. If you haven't heard this name before, you are not alone. And that's kind of the point. While everyone's been obsessing over DJI's next move, Insta360 has been quietly building something that could genuinely shake up the compact camera market. The first real-world look at the Luna came from a hands-on teaser video leaked on February 26, 2026 by trusted tech insider Igor Bogdanov. The footage showed the device being tested outdoors in what appeared to be an urban Hong Kong setting. And let me tell you, this is not a concept. This is a near-finished product being used in real shooting conditions. It looked polished, it looked purposeful, and it looked like someone spent a lot of time actually thinking about how creators hold and operate a camera, rather than just miniaturizing a sensor and calling it a day. Let's start with the physical design, because the ergonomics here are genuinely thoughtful. The Luna has a dedicated grip, and the majority of the physical controls are positioned directly under your thumb and index finger. No awkward reaching, no repositioning your hand mid-shot. The zoom controls sit naturally where your thumb rests. A large circular record button is placed exactly where your index finger lands. Press it, and you're recording 4K instantly. Long press it, and you likely get burst mode or quick cancel. It's intuitive in a way that makes you wonder why more cameras aren't designed like this. The rotating touchscreen is positioned below the gimbal and flips out to support swipe gestures. Quick settings, live preview, zoom control, and menu navigation are all accessible without awkward menu diving. And then there's the AI-based live tracking, which is visible in the leaked footage. The camera automatically pans and adjusts to keep your subject framed in real time. This isn't basic face detection. This is advanced onboard processing that's actively reading the scene and making compositional decisions with you. For solo creators who are filming themselves without an operator, this is kind of a superpower. Now let's get to the spec list because it's genuinely impressive. The Luna features a dual lens system, a wide-angle lens paired with a 70mm telephoto lens, and it supports up to 3 times optical zoom. On 3 times optical, not digital, optical. That means real background blur, real depth separation, real compression, all without the quality loss of digital zoom. The depth effect shown in early teaser footage already looks noticeably more natural than what you get from the Pocket 3. Early impressions suggest it may even beat the base Pocket 4, which is rumored to launch with a single lens module. On the video side, we're looking at 4K recording at up to 240 frames per second, which is an absurd number for a camera this size, alongside 10-bit color depth and AI-powered stabilization. Real-time portrait modes and depth enhancement are also expected. Internally, dual processors reportedly handle all of this without breaking a sweat. Wireless microphone integration is also likely to be included, and multiple color variants may be offered at launch. Pricing is expected to fall somewhere between $400 and $600 depending on configuration, with a standard single lens version and a Pro dual lens version likely offered separately. Head-to-head comparison. Alright, this is the section you've been waiting for, the real head-to-head. DJI Osmo Pocket 4 versus the Insta360 Luna. Let's break this down category by category, and I'll be direct about where each camera wins and where it falls short. Design and ergonomics. The Pocket 4 keeps DJI's proven compact form factor and adds meaningful hardware buttons, zoom and custom, clean, familiar, refined. The Luna, on the other hand, takes a more intentional approach to hand positioning, with controls specifically designed around natural grip. If you've never used either brand before, the Luna's ergonomics might actually feel more instinctive right out of the box. Slight edge to Luna here, but it's close. Stabilization. Both cameras use gimbal-based stabilization, and both have AI-assisted smoothing. DJI has years of refinement in this department and an incredible track record. Insta360 has also been doing excellent stabilization work across its 360-degree camera line. We won't know the real-world difference until we get hands-on time, but on paper, this one's essentially a draw. Both will give you professional-level smooth footage. Optical performance. This is where it gets really interesting. The Pocket 4's 14 stops of dynamic range is a huge advantage for image quality and difficult lighting. But the Luna's dual lens system, with genuine 3 times optical zoom and real optical background blur, is something the base Pocket 4 simply cannot match with a single lens. If beautiful background separation and telephoto capability matter to you, and for portrait creators, vloggers, and travel filmmakers, they really do. The Luna wins this category convincingly. Audio. If DJI really does include the Mic 3 in the Pocket 4's standard box, this is an almost unfair advantage. The Mic 3 is an excellent wireless microphone system, and having it bundled with the camera is an incredible value add. Luna is expected to have wireless mic integration, but details are still vague. For audio, Pocket 4 potentially takes a decisive win, assuming the Mic 3 bundle holds up. Storage. Pocket 4 reportedly has 107 gigabytes built in. That's massive. Luna's internal storage specs haven't been confirmed yet, which means if you're someone who shoots a lot and hates memory card management, the Pocket 4 has a very clear practical advantage right now. Price. Both cameras are expected to land in the $400 to $500 range for base models, with Luna's Pro version potentially reaching $600. This is genuinely competitive pricing, and which one is the better deal really depends on which feature set matters most to your specific workflow. The honest verdict. Okay, no more hedging, no more "it depends." Let me just tell you what I actually think, based on everything we know right now, because I think you deserve a real opinion, not a diplomatic non-answer. If you are a vlogger, a travel creator, or someone who shoots primarily in unpredictable environments where audio, storage, and lighting control matter most, and you want a camera you can trust on day one from a brand with bulletproof support and an extensive accessory ecosystem, then the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 is almost certainly certainly your camera. The 14 stops of dynamic range, the 107 gigabytes of storage, the potential Mic 3 bundle, the new physical controls. All of this adds up to a camera that's been refined in exactly the right ways. If, on the other hand, you are a portrait creator, a beauty vlogger, a creator who cares deeply about cinematic background blur, or someone who genuinely needs telephoto capability in a pocket form factor, then the Insta360 Luna's dual lens system is going to be incredibly hard to ignore. The 3x optical zoom and real depth separation are features the base Pocket 4 simply does not offer, and no software update will change that. And honestly, the ergonomics and AI tracking on the Luna look genuinely impressive. Here's the surprise take, and this might be a controversial one. If you currently own a Pocket 3 in good condition, I would seriously consider waiting. Wait for proper hands-on reviews of both cameras. Wait until we get real-world dynamic range tests, real-world audio comparisons, and real-world stabilization tests side by side. Because the difference between a leaked spec and real-world performance can be enormous. The best camera decision is always an informed one, not one made in the excitement of an April launch. Here's the thing. Both of these cameras are launching within weeks of each other, and the window to make a smart buying decision is actually really short right now. If you wait too long, you'll be ordering into backlog. If you move too fast, you might miss something critical. That's why my hands-on review of both cameras is going to be the most important video I put out this year, and I want you to be there for it. So here's what I'm asking you to do. First, drop a comment right now telling me which camera you're leaning toward, the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 or the Insta360 Luna. I read every single comment. I respond to a lot of them, and your answer genuinely informs what I focus on in the hands-on review. Second, if this video gave you something that other coverage didn't, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more creators who are trying to make this exact same decision. And third, subscribe and hit the bell, because the hands-on review is coming very soon and you do not want to miss it. This is one of those rare moments in the compact camera world where two genuinely exciting products are competing for your attention at exactly the same time. That's good for you. That's good for the industry. And honestly, it's a great time to be a creator. I'll see you in the next one.